The reason it's called dead naming is because
you don't know.
Your son is dead.
Yeah,
In a follow-up tweet, Vivian Wilson has called out her father for his political stance whilst appearing on left-wing political commentator Hassan Piker's YouTube live stream.
Can we stop calling this a political stance? Hey, oh, come on now. Hey, everybody. This is Dean FM, Dean Fraser Milford, here for your creature comfort. And today, I wanted to do another reaction video. This one is going to be by PinkNews. Elon Musk's transgender daughter keeps calling him out. And I don't know if you've been following that story at all, but he has a transgender daughter, and he's been kind of bashing her. He's been being rude about the situation and just not talking how her father should. So it's very sad. We're going to see what she got to say. Please make sure to check out my stuff. Let's go. This is about PinkNews.
Elon Musk's trans daughter, Vivian Jenna Wilson, claims he uses sex-selective IVF to ensure his children are male. Taking to threads on Sunday, the 9th of March, the 20-year-old wrote, "My assigned sex at birth was a commodity that was bought and paid for. So when I was feminine as a child and then turned out to be transgender, I was going against the product that was sold." She added, "That expectation of masculinity that I had to rebel against all my life was a monetary transaction."
Biological
It's
gender
believed
doesn't
that
always
Elon Musk currently has around 14
children,
children, of which only 4 are known to be female, including Vivian Jenna Wilson, his trans daughter, whose mother is author Justine Wilson. His other female children are Azure and Arcadia, whose mother is Siobhan Zillis, an Exodark sidereal, who he shares with the musician Grimes. In 2021, Forbes described the Tesla CEO of taking an engineering approach to reproduction, noting that his first 5 children, including Vivian Jenna Wilson, came into this world via IVF. The article speculated, this approach raises many ethical questions, including, were his first babies selected to be male at the pre-implantation stage, adding that sex selection is illegal in many countries.
Killed by the woke mind virus. My son is dead.
Elon Musk's trans daughter has hit back against her father over claims he made during an interview with right-wing commentator Jordan Peterson. Misgendering her throughout, Musk said,
I was essentially tricked into signing documents for one of my older boys. I lost my son, essentially. The reason it's called dead naming is because
you don't know.
Your son is dead.
In a follow-up tweet to the interview, Musk wrote that Vivian was born gay and slightly autistic. He added that when she was 4 years old, she had a love of musicals and theatre, and she would pick out clothes for him to wear like a jacket and tell him it was fabulous. He finished the tweet by saying that Vivian was not a girl. In response, 20-year-old Vivian Wilson, who no longer speaks to her father, published a series of posts on X's rival platform Threads, which is owned by Meta. She wrote, "Last time I checked, I am indeed not dead." In response to her father's post on X, she added, "This is entirely fake. None of this ever happened. Ever. I don't even know where he got this from. I did not have a love of musicals and theatre when I was 4, because, you know, I was f***ing 4. I never picked out jackets for him to wear, and I was most certainly not calling them fabulous." She closed the thread by writing, "I'm legally recognised as a woman in the state of California, and I don't concern myself with the opinions of those who are below me." Obviously, Elon can't say the same because he's desperate for attention and validation. Go touch some grass. The musician Grimes, who dated Elon Musk for several years, voiced her support to Vivian. PinkNews has reached out to Elon Musk's representatives for comment.
My son, Vivian died. He was killed.
Vivian Wilson has called out her father for his political stance whilst appearing on left-wing political commentator Hassan Piker's YouTube live stream.
What was the transition for your dad? Going from like somewhat of a liberal darling. I was never a fan, for the record, because he's a billionaire.
I know him. He was never on the left.
The 20-year-old transgender activist then went on to say this about her multi-billionaire father.
Wow, it turns out if you lie and people believe it, people will think you're smart or God or Tony Stark. He doesn't engineer anything.
Then Vivian continued taking a shot at Tesla and SpaceX's Mars colonization program.
It's not a car company, it's a Ponzi scheme.
It should go without saying that this is not an acceptable situation. Musk to make up, like he's heard the word dead naming and he just decided to put his own definition on it. He literally said, this is why it's called dead naming.
You know how long it would take to terraform that thing? It's a marketing scheme.
Consistently using her platform for transgender representation, Vivian recently clapped back at a troll asking if they were transgender or not.
Hey, oh, come on now with the half lip.
This response was a reference to a viral video made by a creator called Lexi, answering questions about her sexuality. Vivian keeps being a fearless transgender trailblazer.
Vivian Wilson has opened up about her father's reaction to her coming out as trans. In a new tell-all interview with Teen Vogue, published on Thursday the 20th of March, the 20-year-old reflected on coming out as trans in 2020. She said, "There was one night, it was 11 p.m., and I was like, I know for a fact I am trans. I'd known for a few months at that point, and I was like, I cannot fucking do this anymore. I was constantly having mental breakdowns in the middle of class. I could not get through days. I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to do anything." Vivian first came out on Instagram, which she now says she regrets, as she hadn't told her mom yet. As for her parents' reaction to her coming out, Vivian said her mom was...
I came out on Facebook too. I came out on Facebook and Instagram with the
Musk's reaction, Vivian said, "He was not as supportive as my mom. First of all, I had not talked to him in months, so I had to get fucking parental consent to get testosterone blockers and hormone replacement therapy." Despite consenting to her starting hormones, Elon has publicly denounced his daughter's trans identity. Musk was appointed to lead the Department of Government Efficiency upon Donald Trump's re-election to the White House in 2024. Since then, he has been a vocal supporter of the Trump administration's many anti-trans policies. When asked about her father, Vivian called him a pathetic man-child, branding the Trump administration as cartoonishly evil. It's horrifying what they're doing, not only to the trans community, but also to migrants, to communities of color. Speaking on her experience in the US as a trans woman, Vivian said, "I'm terrified of losing access to guaranteed medical care. If I didn't medically transition at the age I did, I don't know what would have happened. I don't feel like people realize that being trans is not a choice." Or Vivian Jenna Wilson has said she plans to leave the US after Donald Trump's US presidential win. On Wednesday, November 6th, Wilson took to Threads to write, "I thought this for a while, but yesterday confirmed it for me. I don't see my future being in the United States, even if he's only in office for 4 years, even if the anti-trans regulations magically don't happen. The people who willingly voted this in are not going anywhere anytime soon."
They don't want to start a family in this country?
Elon Musk responded by misgendering his daughter and saying the woke mind virus had killed her. But Vivian isn't the only LGBT person who has vowed to leave the country since Trump's win. Transgender actress and presenter Laverne Cox told Variety that she broke down in tears when it became clear Trump would get a second term. She added that she and her friends are doing research on different cities in Europe and in the Caribbean, because as a public figure with all my privilege, I'm scared. I feel like I could be targeted. Other celebrities, including America Ferrera, Barbara Streisand, and Cher, have expressed similar wishes to leave the US under Trump. But will these celebs actually leave the country? When Donald Trump won the presidential election in 2016, many said they would leave, but didn't. Elon Musk's trans daughter, Vivian Wilson, has responded to accusations that her father made a Nazi salute at Trump's inauguration rally. While Vivian didn't name Elon directly, she heavily hinted that she was responding to the controversial incident. Taking to Threads, she wrote, "I'm just gonna say, let's call a spade a spade, especially if there were 2 spades done in succession based on the reaction of the first spade." Vivian, who legally changed her name when she turned 18 and ditched association with her father, has long had a frayed relationship with Elon. In a previous interview, she described him as cold and narcissistic. Elon has also spoken out about his daughter, having this to say when he was asked about her transition.
"I lost my son, essentially, killed by the woke mind virus."
After receiving backlash for her original response, Vivian went on to jokingly retract her response regarding Elon's alleged Nazi salute, saying this, "I mean, I have ADHD, and this was clearly just an accident that people happen to interpret to mean something other than just card suits."
Oh, no, we're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be doing that. You know, he be trying to use the mental illness, whatever he's saying that he has on the Nazi salute. I love my neurodivergent community, but that's not what we are about. So we're certainly not about making excuses for bad behavior because of it. That's not really the name of the game here. And that, my dear, was reacting to Elon Musk's transgender daughter keeps calling him out. And rightfully so. God bless her and I wish her all the best. Love your family, y'all. Love each other, who you got, who's in your life, no matter what you think of them. If you think that they have an identity that you may question, then look into it. If you think that it's such a big deal, check on them. If you think that they're dying because of the woke mind virus, I hope you have a nice day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.